Homecoming, yes, we love that dance. And we've played it many times. I don't know how many. It must be about
I don't know.
over the years, many times over the years. It's a nice place. It was a choice, you know. I think in the Budokan, it's quite big, so you have a feeling of occasion, but not so big that it's uncontrollable. It's a very nice environment to envelop people in. I think people will get good sound, they'll be able to see us, and 3 nights will be just fine. Won't it?
Yeah.
3 nights. 3 nights.
Yeah. Yeah. The first time we ever came to Japan, I think the first show ever was Budokan, and it was fantastic. And I remember everybody says, "Wow, it's great." So then we did some more shows around in different cities, and then they said, "Well, would you like to do one more at the Budokan?" In the end, so we did one more in the end, and so that was for us. It was a great memory from the past.
It's unforgettable, really. That first visit to Japan. They also said to us, they said, "You have to be very careful. You know, don't expect too much of Japanese audiences because they will clap, but they will be very quiet. You know." And said, "Don't worry." So we went on stage. It was a riot. They were a swirling mass, a sort of sea of people. And Freddie had to stop the show and say, "Look, we have to stop now because somebody's going to get hurt. Let's just calm down." So it was an amazing experience to see that.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm really curious to see it. You know, to be able to come back to a place that has this much history for the band is exciting. You know, we've done similar types of homecomings in the UK. I mean, and there is a feeling, there's something comfortable about it.
But the Budokan is also very famous, as you know, around the world, because you know there are many famous concerts from live at Budokan, Cheap Trick, who are very old friends of ours, and many others. So the Budokan is like a global brand in a way, you know. So it's like Wembley or whatever. You know.
聞いています。We're probably a little crazy, you know. We always had insane dreams, you know. I think it's a kind of a hobby, you know. We love to do things that nobody has done before. Like for instance, we're now into this virtual reality thing, and we filmed a concert with a flying virtual reality 360 three-dimensional rig, and nobody's done that before, you know. So you'll soon be able to buy that, and you can put your virtual reality headphones and visor on, and it will be as if you're flying over the audience in Barcelona. So that's, you know, new things like that, you know, and of course you're mixing the sound in a special way as well. So when you turn your head, you will hear the sound as well. So, you know, this is Queen in a new century, and it's great for us to try out all these things.
But I think in the 70s, we never really dreamt that. You don't think that far ahead. You know, you just think about next week, next month, not even next year. But so we didn't dream that we'd be still. But I think after so many years, we had a lot of success, you know, you suddenly realize who you are and that you are defined by what you do. And I think we sort of, Brian and I, after Freddie died, we thought everything would finish. But then through accidents, lucky serendipities, things continued. And then you suddenly realize that, well, this is actually what we are. This is what we do. So that's why we still do it. And of course, we love it, you know.
Very good what he says, you know. It's true. I think it's right, you know. I have much more consciousness of what I am these days and what we are. You know, we entertain, and we've been through all kinds of different incarnations. And as Roger said, when Freddie went, we were convinced it was over. We thought, no, that's fine. You know, we did that, and it's great. Now we will do other things. But I think the thing that we built, this Queen edifice that we built, was still there, and people still wanted to hear it. And although we didn't look for someone to replace Freddie, at the moment we have someone who does the stuff that we do. So why wouldn't we go out and just do that one more time? But it is amazing. I feel differently about it from what I used to. You know, I realise that Queen is something that we've made, which is kind of eternal, which is amazing. And Freddie is still a part of it. That's the lovely thing. I think we didn't want to do it because Freddie wasn't there anymore. But actually, Freddie is with us. And in the show, you see him and you experience Freddie through the songs and through little bits of performance.
But if we hadn't just by accident found Adam, we wouldn't be doing this. Because it wouldn't work. It works perfectly. He's fantastic. And we have this fabulous chemistry. It just works. And so we feel great about it. But But if we didn't, we wouldn't be doing it.
He's one of the best singers we've ever had.
No.
Sorry, that's it's my attempt at humour. Not a very good attempt at humour, I'm sorry.
You know, I think the other thing too is that for me, looking, being a fan of the band, from the outside, and first becoming aware of the band sort of through like the greatest hits, for example. I remember having the greatest hits album. There was a few because there's so many hits, and just slowly becoming aware of them from the pop culture influence that they've had. It's interesting now because I feel like pop culture has a way of repeating itself and going in cycles, and I think it's interesting because when the band